Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of that game against the Spurs, I said I was going to shave this puppy off, and just hoping and praying that things change for the Raptors and they can find a way to win a damn game. Because that game against San Antonio was downright awful. The Raptors come out today against a really, really good Milwaukee Bucks team and win 123-116. The story of the game: playing solid defense and transitioning that into making threes. The Raptors made 14 threes in the game today. 14 for 31, excuse me. Throws a little off right now, so I'm keep myself hydrated here. To go from playing that bad to playing this good, it's remarkable. Excuse me. Milwaukee is a fantastic team. They're obviously topped in the Eastern Conference. They're a very good ball club. Giannis, he's a freak. Hence the name, Greek Freak. Now let's break this game down real quick, guys. First quarter, it was kind of back and forth to start. Then the bench guys come in late in the first quarter, and that whole changes. The Raptors are stuck 7 at the end of the first. We go to the second quarter, and it doesn't get much better, and the bench guys don't get a whole lot going. Then the starters come out nearing the end of the second quarter, and they get in a nice little groove, and the Raptors are just stuck 1 heading into halftime. Playing that all over the place is remarkable. To see where they came from and to only be down 1 at halftime is spectacular. However, we saw in that game against San Antonio, the Raptors went into the half playing very good, but they didn't come out of the half playing well. And you needed to see that here today. Now, I get it. There's a difference between being down 15 at the half and 1. I don't know what is going on here, guys. And the Raptors, they play different, you know. They come out in the third quarter, and they dig in hard defensively, getting huge stops, making everything tough for Giannis as hard as can be. And they're making their shots, making their threes, and it was spectacular to watch. Because it felt like a totally different Raptor team than a couple days ago. Raptors end up being plus 10 in the third quarter. And the boys are up by, let me do the math here, up by 9 heading into the fourth. Where did this come from? But I'm liking it. However, the Bucks are a very good offensive team coming into the game. They've averaged about 120 points over the last little while. They've won 5 in a row, 6 straight at home. They're kicking everyone's butt, basically. You can't let up. And the bench guys have to do a good job to start the fourth quarter. And they don't. At one point, I think the Raptors are down by 1 or down by 2, and things just aren't looking good. Momentum is totally shifted, you know, and things are just not going right. Then you have to bring the starters back in with about 8.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You're like, man, that is a lot of time. Remember, this is the first night of a back-to-back, too. Excuse me, guys. A little bit stuffy in here. I apologize in advance, guys, for all of this. You know, and you bring the guys back in with 8.5 to go, looking for that spark, because they've been the guys who have brought this team where they are in the game. And my turning point is this. Late clock situation. DeLon Wright kicks to Danny Green. Wide open look from 3 right as he releases. The buzzer goes off, but he did release it in time. And he drains the 3 to give the Raptors the lead back. And then all heck breaks loose. You know why? They think, oh, we're going to be smart and fire it all the way down the court. Nope, Kawhi Leonard's there to say something about that. He steals it and comes back down the floor. Raptors get 2 more points. They're back in business. And they eventually run that lead up to 12 and don't look back. Yeah, I get it. There were 7 points was the win. But I mean, there were a lot of garbage shots at the end of the game by the Bucks that really didn't matter. It was a 10-point victory in my eyes. This team played a horrendously. I want to say it was like a back and forth type of first half. And then in the third and fourth quarter, the Raptors just dug in defensively, made everything tough for the Bucks, and they got the job done. I am so proud of these guys. You know, look, a couple nights ago we were ripping into this team for playing terrible. But I got to give credit to these guys for coming back after that garbage loss and getting the victory there tonight against the very, very good Milwaukee Bucks team. Raptors shoot 45% from 3, 51% from the field, 81% from the line. Their numbers, very similar, however, 7% less when it comes to 3-point shots. They took 6 more attempts. They made the same amount as us. Rebounds, dead even, 38 apiece. A big number that we have not seen so low lately, but we saw it today. The offensive rebounds. The Raptors only gave up 4 offensive boards. That's awesome. That's what you want to see. Get in there, get tough, grab your own rebound, and get back into the offense instead of giving him a second chance and then drain a 3. That's what was happening in San Antonio. It was horrendous. We talked about it in the San Antonio game. We talked lately about the lack of not having, the big impact of not having Kyle Lowry, the distributor for this team. The assist numbers have been way down. But with the way the starting unit played, the Raptors had 28 assists. They move the ball like crazy. You move the ball, you get your wide open looks, you make those shots, you're in business. And that's what we saw today. Steals were 9 apiece. Blocks were 6-2 in favor of the Raptors. Raptors only had 11 turnovers in the game today. And we talked about it in the last video. Fast break points is where this Raptor team is good. Raptors were +4, 22, 18 in fast break points. And guys, listen to these numbers real quick here. Pascal Siakam, 30 points, career high. Most improved player. Kawhi Leonard, another 30 spot. Why? Because he's amazing. Serge Ibaka, 25 points, 9 boards, 5 assists. Great night for Serge. Van Vliet with 21 on 6 of 12 shooting, also had 8 assists as well. Danny Green had 12 points. I think he had 9 rebounds as well. He had a very good night. That is the first time, excuse me guys, since 2014 that the Toronto Raptors have had 4 guys in 20 plus points. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, why are their numbers so high? Well, their top scorer off the bench was OG Anunoby with 3. 1 of 6 shooting. Powell was the next best. 2. On 0 of 5 shooting, well, he had his 2 points from the free throw line. OG made 1 3, and that is it. Your bench gave you nothing. At all. They have to be better. And the discussion between Raptor fans and me, I guess, is this team still needs a bench guy, a shooter. But you think about it. Kyle Lowry comes back. Fred VanVleet might go to the bench and help that unit out. JV comes back, and we all know the big impact he had earlier in the year, you know, with that bench unit, right? He was basically a point per minute when it comes to playing off the bench, which was incredible to see. But JV was fantastic. They will get healthy. The big test is tomorrow as Raptors welcome in the Indiana Pacers to Scotiabank Arena tomorrow night, 7:30 tip-off. Reason that's so big, the Raptors are on the second night of a back-to-back. Indiana did not play there tonight, so they're already in Toronto resting, whereas Toronto just played a grinded-out game against a really good Bucks team. Now they got to travel home, and your starters played 38 minutes, 39 minutes, 36 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes. Now you're going into a second night of a back-to-back, and the big question heading into tomorrow's game, will Kawhi Leonard play? We heard that in the new year, they're going to try and start implementing that kind of thing. However, he did play 38 minutes today. Will that be a factor? I don't know. Indiana is a very good team. The Raptors beat them at home when they were here last. The last time Indiana lost a game was in Toronto for that grinded out victory of the Raptors. I think it was like a really low scoring game if I'm not mistaken. But the Raptors got it. If they can shoot the ball like they did today, you're going to win a lot of games. The problem has been consistently finding ways to do that. It is still not, we haven't seen enough of it yet. We've seen some great games this year. We've seen them shoot great against Golden State a couple times. You obviously saw them shoot great tonight. You want to see it consistently from three-point land. If you make your wide open looks, that's all we ask. What an amazing win by the Raptors. And I don't care how close it was. We did not have our main facilitator in Kyle Lowry. Still. And JV. Still. And this team has been so bad lately, trying to find any sort of consistency. And they find a way to hang on and beat an insanely good Milwaukee Bucks ball club. Incredible job by this team tonight. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoyed the game today. Smack that like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below, guys. What'd you think of the game? Who's your MVP? Would you give it to Pascal? Would you give it to Kawhi Leonard, Serge Ibaka, Fred VanVleet? Who's your MVP in this game, guys? I want to hear that in the comments below. Also, turning point in the game today. What was your turning point? Mine was that Danny Green end of shot clock 3. But I want to hear what you guys have to say about your, I guess, turning point in the game. And Evan and I will talk to you guys Thursday, podcast edition. Links in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes. Twitter is also down below, guys. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition very shortly as they beat the Vancouver Canucks 5-0 tonight. Holy smokes, the non-beard is working, the clean-shaven James is working. And as for the Toronto Raptors, like I said, they take on the Indiana Pacers in Scotiabank Arena tomorrow night, 7:30 tip-off. Question mark, will Kawhi Leonard play? That's up for you guys to debate. Will it happen? Well, we're going to have to find out, wait and see what happens tomorrow night. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you guys then.